Percent means for each 100, since per means for each, and cent means 100. So our example for right here is, what is 18% of 300? So we have three 100s, so they will look like this. We have 18 in the first 100, 18 for the second 100, and 18 in the third 100. So 18 plus 18 plus 18 is 54. So 18% of 300 is 54. How about 18% of 30? Think first about what 18% of 300 is, which was 54. Move the decimal to the left one place. So 18% of 30 is 5.4. This trick can be used to quickly estimate percentages without the need of a calculator. In order to use this trick for any number, sometimes you need to round it first. Basically, approximate it to either 0, 0, 25, or 50, and then you'll apply the steps from the example above. So let's try some of these examples right here. Okay, the first one, we have 50% of 800. When you have 50% of something, you're just taking half of what you have. Well, half of 800 is 400. Okay, so 30% of 190. Again, we're just approximating here. So we're going to round this 190 to 200. So there's 30 in the first 100, the 30 in the second 100. So 30 plus 30 would be 60. So it's about 60. We have 25% of something. You're going to take a quarter of whatever you have. Same thing as dividing it by 4. So a quarter of 200 is 50. 20% of 325. For this one, you're going to think of what's 20% of 300 and what's 20% of 25. So the 20% of 300 would be 60. And then a quarter of 20 would be 5. So 60 plus 5 is 65. Now 75% of 600, you could think of 50% of 600 plus 25% of 600, because 50% plus 25% is 75%. So there you're going to have 300 plus 150 gives you 450. For 16% of 125, think of 100% of 16 plus 25% of 16. So that would be 16 plus 4, which is 20. Now 10% of 1080, whenever you have 10%, all you have to do is move the decimal place 1 to the left. So there you have 108.0. Okay, 8% of 1999. Well, we're going to round it to 20 first. So 8% of 20. Well, first you can think of 8% of 200, which is 16. Move the decimal over 1. We have 1.6. Or if you're thinking of money, you can always put a 0 right here. 5% of 120. Well, think of 5% of 100 and 5% of 20. So 5% of 100 is going to be 5. And 5% of 20 is just 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. Now 2% of 50. Well, for that, just think of, well, what's half of 2%? That's just 1. And 1% of 110, there's another moving decimal trick. But instead of moving it once to the left like 10%, you're going to move it twice to the left. So it becomes 1.10. So now if you turn the page to the back, we're going to go over turning percentages into decimals. So recall these facts right here from before. 100% is the same thing as 1.00. 7% is the same thing as 0.07. Basically, you move your decimal point 2 places to the left. Basically like this last problem here with the 1%. So convert the following into decimals. See if you can try the first one. Okay, if you got 0.05, then you're correct. Now let's try 18%. Okay, that one should be 0.18. And we'll do one more. 136% as a decimal. And that would be 1.36. Okay, so try the rest of these percentages on your own. These will be due with the rest of the packet.